like to address the point that Atik made when he said that states wouldn't matter and that people are the only ones that would matter. If that was the case, then why don't we just ourselves go and put ourselves in the position of running for a candidate? In fact, what the Electoral College system aims to do is to come to a consensus, again, of the nation. We're not talking about small regions, we're not talking about districts, we're not talking about even states, we're talking about nation as a whole. We're talking about 241 people that right now are eligible to vote. So why wouldn't it matter that a candidate chooses to campaign more in one state than campaign different issues in another state? As Ann Demerdy puts it in 52 State House Reporters Review, the top 5 public policy issues, each candidate must address each of the issues that concern every state as a whole. For example, California values the well-being of the environment. Arkansas values health care. Colorado's main priority right now is transportation. And Maryland really values race relations due to the death of individuals in police custody, such as Freddie Gray. So why would we want a candidate to mainly focus on the issues that affect one specific group and leave out the rest of the states? Now, I think it's important to address some of the reasons why the members or some members of the Electoral College vote the way they do. Previously, our opponent addressed the faithless electors problem in our college system, but it's important to note that the faithless electors problem is little to insignificant. In the past, ever since the Electoral College was adopted, there's only been 157 instances where people or Electoral College members don't vote the way that their people want them to do, and they have specific reasons. They don't just say, oh, I don't want to vote for this person because I don't like them. They have very strong reasons. For example, in faithless electors, in the outcome of the presidential election in Georgia, which means Republican, Valky View, a naturalized citizen, and Republican was one elector who said in August that if Trump won Georgia, he wasn't sure he'd be able to bring himself to vote for him, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. Rather than vote against Trump, however, Vu decided to resign as an elector. Once again, a direct popular vote doesn't preclude the possibility of a close three-way race in which no candidate receives a majority of the votes. According to John Samples, of the critique of the national popular vote, how would we solve the issue in the case that no candidate receives a significant amount of votes because they're split between multiple candidates? That's an issue that the policy doesn't address. Now, to conclude our case, the Electoral College does actually represent the actual popular votes as a nation, as a state, and direct election would have more disadvantages than advantages.